Welcome back to Garage C. I'm so Welcome back to Garage C. I'm Cerberus, and we're not in the workshop. We're not at the unit. We're at Donington Park, and it's a glorious early autumn day. Out on track we have rain, pretty much. Racing has been stopped for the time being whilst we wait for all this horrible weather to go away. So we're being here today doing setup for the MX5 Owners Club National Rally, which is on tomorrow, and you'll see some more footage of that in this episode. Hopefully we'll make it to the unit. We've got some questions that people are asking us about the engine, the state of the crank and things like that. We do need to pop there and have a quick look and do some work. That might have to be squeezed in somewhere, I don't know. So I don't think you're going to see any racing today, but you will see lots of cars at the National Rally later in this episode. Hey guys, we made it into the unit for a little bit of time at least. We've done some laying out and setting up, drawn chalk marks on the floor for where people are going to be at the MX5 Owners Club National tomorrow. It's still Saturday, so we've managed to sneak down the road. We did pop into corporate hostility, which you'll have seen in the opening, and I'm not quite sure at all. This is going to be a really balmy episode. I'm not sure what you've just seen, and I should probably shut up. But we're back in the unit. I've put on a clean t-shirt, a dry t-shirt, and wrapped up in the camera lady's fleecy top because I was cold and wet and yeah, I just wanted to go to sleep in the back of the Tourer, but I've got work to do. So we're going to pop the sump off of the engine, pop the oil pump out of the engine, and possibly pop the crank out of the engine. So we can have a look at the bearing journals and see if they really scored, whether we'll get away with a polish or a regrind might be needed. Thanks, camera lady. All phones to silent, please. We're filming here, thank you. What was I saying? I don't know. Yes, sump, yes. I think a regrind could be on the cards for that crank. If it is, then we won't use that crank. I don't think using oversized shells on an engine that's as stressed as mine with the pressure that I put through it with the supercharger, the 250 horse at the flywheel, it's not sensible. So stunt engine has a crank in it. We don't know how good it is. Hopefully it's minty fresh, and if needed we can use that one. I also, while we're here, need to pop out to one of the other project cars. There are 3 MX5s in Garage C at the moment, and I haven't introduced you to all of them. I've only introduced you to Whisper, which is my supercharged daily driver. I've also got the track car, which we call Shout, and Shout needs some new clothes. So after this project, we've got plenty to do. Garage C as a channel won't be going away. I've got stuff to do. I've got a complete rebody project on the track car Shout, but Shout's brakes aren't too happy. So we're going to go to the donor vehicle and we're going to pop the brakes off of it, and we'll pop those on Shout. So we may as well film a bit of that while we're here. Then, once we've done all that, we're heading back to Donington and back to the bar to drink the night away before we then head off to bed and get up stupidly early for the National tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be lots of nice things to video and look at there. I've talked for far too long. It's time to go and do some spannering. Okay, so that has not gone well. Let's have a look. So we've taken off the mains. See, here's the first. Run my fingernail across it. That feels okay. Okay, big end. Yeah, that feels okay. This is the real problem one, number 3. And do you know what? Actually run a fingernail across that. I'm not feeling any major grooves in it. Yeah. Not that bad actually. I think this crank might be savable, except for I've just hit it with a hammer on the front in sheer frustration and made some dents in it. Oops. Because this pulley does not want to come off, and in trying to lever it off, I've cracked it. I've taken chunks out of it there and there. Yeah, oopsie. So I've also been kind of wailing on it. Hopefully I haven't damaged the oil pump at all. This is the oil pump here on the front. Here's the pickup. There's the pump, and there's I don't know if you're able to see them down in here. There are lobes here on the crank that drive the oil pump. And wow, shaky cam. I'm really frustrated because that's supposed to just slide off, and it hasn't just slid off, and I've made a mess of it trying to take it off. Top workshop unit tips for part 5. Tip 1, always keep clean dry clothes at your unit, okay? You never know when they're going to come in handy. Tip 2, when you have the reverse Midas touch, that's like the Midas touch. Midas touch turns everything to gold. Today I have the reverse Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to shit. When you have the reverse Midas touch, stop touching things, is my advice. That's gone badly wrong. I'm really annoyed with myself, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. It's only money, right? How much is one of those pulleys? Like 50 quid or something? Great. So step backwards. So I'm not going to do the brakes on the track car because I don't want to break anything else. Obviously my luck is out. I need to eat. I need a cookie. And I need a bit more sleep probably.
Just a minor incident. All very close.
So, I didn't get much filming done because walking around filming on 3-inch heels is a real pain in the feet. So I apologise I didn't get much of that. But hey, this is a workshop channel, not some sort of mad going around to events channel. So we're back in the workshop. I've come back here. It's Monday night and we are exhausted from a weekend of a fantastic event, but we thought we'd pop back in and have another go at this crank pulley because it defeated me last time. I threw a spanner across the unit just like that and I locked the door and we left. So I'm going to have another go at it. What I'm going to do is the Woodruff key has pulled out, so that's really good. What I'm going to do is instead of trying to pull the pulley off, I'm going to try and knock it round with a suitable screwdriver and a hammer to spin the pulley around the crankshaft, hopefully breaking the seal of corrosion that's probably holding it on. And then once I've got it off, I'll have a look at the oil pump and make sure we didn't damage that, trying to lever the pulley off. I hope not, fingers crossed. And we'll throw that pulley in the bin because I cracked it, and we'll contact somebody and buy a new one. They're about 30 quid. Although I have had a couple of offers, guys that are breaking engines, that will send me one for the price of postage or even free, which is brilliant. I love the MX5 community, it's great for that sort of stuff. So let's crack on then. Let's see if I can't get this pulley off. So the pulley is definitely spinning on the crankshaft, which is good, but it won't come off. I'll spin it around some more, see what happens. I'm determined not to be defeated by this tonight. There's a big gouge in the oil pump, so I think we're having a new oil pump. Oops. It's moved, it's come off a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the screwdriver behind it. The thrust bearings are not in the engine, so I've got some play in the crank, but I don't want to be hammering the thrust faces against each other, so I'm out of breath and explaining this quickly and badly. So I'm putting this in as a spacer, so I can beat the crank that way and the pulley stays here. So it draws the pulley off, and it's nearly flush now with the end of the crank, which means it's moved a good 5 mil. But it doesn't want to come. This is getting silly now. It's close, it is close. It's very possible that all that whaling on this has destroyed the thread for this bolt in the crank, because it doesn't feel too happy. So I think I've successfully destroyed the crank pulley bolt, the crank pulley, crank, and the oil pump. This has not been a good day in the workshop. This crank is scrap. Shit. It's late and it's a school night, but I'm not being defeated. I have a plan. One crank out of the engine. That's us for part 5 of Whisper's engine rebuild. No project is without its difficulties. There is a natural ebb and flow to these kind of things, and in every project you're going to hit your low points. Got a splinter in my thumb. You're going to hit your low points, and this is undeniably a low point. That's okay. Low points are good because the only way from a low point is up. So we're not downhill. Okay, we're a little downhill. We're not going to get sad about it. We're not going to get maudlin or morose, and we are not going to let it defeat us. It's a thing. Mistakes were made, problems were encountered, and solutions will be found. Along with bits of your timing belt pulley on the floor. Flippin' thing, man. That's supposed to just slide off. You pull the woodruff key, you slide it off. Slide it off, that's all you do. That's insane. So what I should have done is used a bit more caution, maybe sent it to someone that knew what they were doing. I don't know. Do you know what? Let's not pick over the what I should have done. And if you want to go crazy in the comments about what I should have done, feel free. But at this point, I'm kind of over it. That's fine. So we have a stunt engine. One of the reasons that I went into that with such gay abandon was I pretty much know I want to change the oil pump anyway, because I'd like to put an uprated fuel pump in the car, because the spun shell, it didn't spin, the damaged big end shell could have been caused by oil starvation. She makes 250 brake horsepower. It's a lot more than that engine came out of the factory with, and she doesn't get driven easily. She gets redlined and she launches from the start line at various tracks. So I'm always pushing my luck with it. It's a highly strung engine for the abuse it gets, but hey, where's the fun in building in a powerful supercharged engine and not exploiting the power from time to time? So I'll try and wrap up and keep it brief. We've got the stunt engine. It's got a good crank in it, we think. We're 99.9% sure good crank. If it's got a bad crank, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I wasn't too worried if that pulley didn't come off, which it didn't. The oil pump, I want to uprate anyway, so that's really finalised that decision for me. We'll have an uprated oil pump. The block looks good. There's nothing wrong with that engine block. The cylinder head, I'd like to do the valve stem seals, because the last time I rebuilt this engine 2 years ago, that's the one thing I didn't change that I kind of wished I had. The HLAs were all stripped and cleaned. They're all good, they've always been quiet. So the top end of the engine is good. Bottom end's not so great. Piston rings were brand new 2 years ago. The bores look pretty good. There are still some signs of the honing marks in the bore. I'll probably send it out to be honed. I'll probably send the stunt engine's crank out to be polished. I'll have everything measured, and if we're within tolerance, it'll have a brand new set of fresh shells. It'll be rebuilt and off we'll go. Easy peasy, see? So even when you're down, make a list. Lists are great, I love lists. Make a list, get on with it. The only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Don't look at the elephant, just one bite at a time. So that's us, ladies and gentlemen, for part 5 of Garage C. Please let me know in the comments what you think to it so far. If you think I'm a goof, please be nice about it, because I'm feeling fragile as it is. And smash that thumbs up button. Likes are good. We like likes. They help the channel immensely. So if you like what you've seen, please hit that like button. And we are currently sitting, as I speak to the camera, at 86 subscribers, which is frankly awesome. That's really, really good. Better than I expected by this point. But it's tantalizingly close to 100 subscribers. And at 100 subscribers, I'll be in 3 figures and I'll be over the moon. So I've just, you might have seen on the last bit, taken all of the big end shells out of the Conros. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Camera Lady, who is a very skilled jewellery maker and metal stamper, I'm going to see if she can stamp them up, stamp Garage C into the shells. I'm going to keep number 3 shell for myself, for posterity. So that leaves me with 3, and there's 2, so 1, 2, there's 6 shells. So I'm going to do some sort of competition to try and get more subscribers. I'm going to be honest about it, I'm not going to lie to you. So find us on Facebook, and hopefully I'll put a link to Facebook in the doobly-doo below, and check into Facebook for information on our Let's Get Serby More Subscribers competition to win some big end shells out of a broken engine. How's that? That's it, I'm done. It's time to go home. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.